Cowboys Nation, hold on to your hats. We've got breaking news that could shake up America's team. Amari Cooper back in Dallas? T. Higgins in the star. And a defensive game-changer from the desert. These aren't just rumors, folks. We've got the inside scoop on potential trades that could transform the Cowboys overnight. From offensive fireworks to defensive dominance. We're breaking down the hottest trade buzz. You won't believe who might be suiting up in silver and blue next season. This is the video Jerry Jones doesn't want you to see. Hit that play button now. Your Cowboys are on the verge of something big. Hey Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to the channel. We have some juicy trade rumors to dive into today. The Dallas front office has been buzzing with activity, and we've got the inside scoop on potential moves that could reshape our roster. We're talking about some big names here, folks. Amari Cooper, Miles Sanders, T. Higgins, and even Budda Baker. So buckle up and let's break down these hot trade possibilities one by one. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any breaking Cowboys news. Now, let's get into it. Amari Cooper's potential return. First up, let's talk about a familiar face that might be making his way back to Dallas. Amari Cooper. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't we just trade him to the Browns 2 seasons ago? Well, times change and so do team needs. Cooper's been putting up solid numbers in Cleveland, but there are whispers that the Browns might be looking to shake things up. Our sources tell us that Jerry Jones has been keeping a close eye on the situation, and he's not ruled out the possibility of bringing Coop back to Big D. Let's break down why this move could make sense. Chemistry with Dak. We all remember the connection Prescott and Cooper had. In their time together, they were one of the most dynamic QBWR duos in the league. Offensive firepower. Imagine a receiving core with CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Amari Cooper. That's enough to give any defensive coordinator nightmares. Cooper's elite route running. One thing we've missed since Coop left is his precise route running. It's an art form, and it could really open up our offense. But there are some potential hurdles. Cap space. Cooper's current contract is hefty. We'd need to do some serious cap gymnastics to make it work. Draft capital. What would the Browns want in return? We can't mortgage our future for one player. Locker room dynamics. How would Cooper's return affect team chemistry, especially with CeeDee Lamb now established as our WR1? Now, I want to hear from you, Cowboys Nation. Drop a comment below. Would you welcome Amari Cooper back with open arms, or has that ship sailed? Miles Sanders, the missing piece. Next up, let's shift our focus to the running back position. We've got a spicy rumor involving Miles Sanders, the former Eagles and current Panthers running back. Sanders had a down year in Carolina, but let's not forget he's just 1 season removed from a Pro Bowl appearance and over 1,200 rushing yards. The Panthers are in full rebuild mode, and word on the street is they might be willing to part ways with Sanders for the right price. Here's why Sanders in a Cowboys uniform could be intriguing. A dynamic backfield pairing. Sanders with Tony Pollard could give us one of the most explosive backfields in the NFL. Receiving threat. Sanders is a dual threat back, capable of making plays in the passing game. This versatility could add another dimension to our offense. Youth and upside. At just 26 years old, Sanders still has plenty of tread on the tires and room for growth. But as always, there are potential drawbacks. Injury history. Sanders has had his share of nicks and bruises. Can he stay healthy for a full season? Consistency issues. His production has been up and down throughout his career. Which Sanders would we be getting? Cost vs. production. Is the potential upgrade worth what we'd have to give up in a trade? The big question here is, do we need another running back? With Tony Pollard looking solid and rookie Deuce Vaughn showing flashes, is Sanders a luxury or a necessity? I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Is Miles Sanders the missing piece in our backfield, or should we focus our resources elsewhere? The T. Higgins dream. All right, Cowboys fans, it's time to talk about the big one, T. Higgins. This rumor has been circulating for a while, and it's got a lot of us dreaming big. Higgins is entering the final year of his rookie contract with the Bengals, and contract talks have reportedly stalled. With Ja'Marr Chase as their clear WR1 and Joe Burrow's massive contract on the books, Cincinnati might not be able to pay Higgins what he's worth. That's where we come in. Here's why T. Higgins in a Cowboys jersey would be a game changer. Elite size and skill at 6'A", Higgins would give us the big-bodied receiver we've been missing since Dez Bryant. Red zone threat, his ability to high-point the ball would be a massive boost to our red zone efficiency. Prime of his career at just 24 years old, Higgins is entering his prime. We could be looking at 5 to 7 years of elite production. But let's pump the brakes for a second and consider the challenges. Trade cost. The Bengals won't let Higgins go cheap. We're probably looking at significant draft capital. Contract extension. If we trade for Higgins, we'd need to sign him to a long-term deal. Can we afford it with other big contracts on the horizon? Target distribution. How would Higgins' arrival affect CeeDee Lamb's role and development? This is a move that could push us over the top, but it's also a high-risk, high-reward situation. We need to ask ourselves, is T. Higgins the missing piece that could bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Dallas? Let me know in the comments, would you be willing to break the bank for T. Higgins? The Budda Baker wildcard. Last but certainly not least, we've got a defensive rumor that's been flying under the radar. Budda Baker. The Arizona Cardinals are in full rebuild mode, and there are whispers that they might be willing to part ways with their star safety. Baker is a 5-time Pro Bowler and 2-time first-team All-Pro. He's the kind of player that can transform a defense overnight. Here's why Baker to Dallas makes sense. Defensive leadership. Baker is known for his high football IQ and ability to quarterback a defense. He could be the leader we need in our secondary. Versatility. He can play both safety positions and even drop down into the box. This flexibility would give Dan Quinn a lot of options. Playmaking ability. Baker has a nose for the ball and isn't afraid to make big hits. He could bring some much-needed swagger to our defense. But as always, there are some potential roadblocks. Trade competition. If Baker is truly available, we won't be the only team calling Arizona. The price could get steep quickly. If scheme fit. While Baker is versatile, we'd need to make sure he fits into Dan Quinn's defensive system. Long-term planning. With Trevon Diggs already signed to a big deal, can we afford another high-priced defensive back? Adding Budda Baker could be the move that takes our defense from good to elite. But is it the right move for us right now? And there you have it. Cowboys Nation, 4 blockbuster trade possibilities that could reshape our team. From Amari Cooper's potential return to the game-changing abilities of T. Higgins and Budda Baker, the possibilities are exciting. But now I want to hear from you. Which of these moves do you think is most likely to happen? Which one would you like to see the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this discussion going. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Cowboys content. Until next time, how about them Cowboys?